Hello everybody. Here we are, another Friday, getting ready to get started. Here we go.
Denise Nostrom, CEO and founder of Diversified Financial Solutions, now one of our investment advice is key. Not just invest to invest your money, but what? Are you investing for your future retirement? Are you retired and looking to maximize your income? Are you maximizing your income and consuming money for your loved ones? Are you investing for your retirement at the same time saving for your education and at the same time saving money for home? Are the markets aligned with your goals? Are your goals ever changing? Please contact me at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691. Or visit us at diversifiedfinancial.biz. For over 25 years, I have been helping individuals, families, and business owners navigate the real market conditions with only one goal in mind. My clients. Visit me at diversifiedfinancial.biz or Denise Nostrom, founder of Diversified Financial Solutions at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691. For a conversation about my most important client, you.
Good afternoon. I hope you are all doing well on this yet another cloudy Friday here on Long Island. Oh my God, it's just getting too much, right? I mean, it's like 40 days of rain and 40 nights of rain and no sun. And I really miss the sun. We need some sun. And I think everybody's feeling that way because it's just been kind of a interesting week, which we'll talk about in a second. But I want to thank you all for tuning into the show today. You are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I am the Financial Chick. I'm your host, Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to learn more about me or my firm, check out the website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like the pages to get updates and see what is happening. So how was your Memorial Day weekend? So that just came and went very, very quickly. Ours was pretty good. Well, it was okay. The weather obviously wasn't really the best, but really the wind was probably the big issue. We went over to Fire Island on the boat, and it was just absolutely insane. I mean, the wind just didn't quit. I mean, you could deal with the rain and, it was a little chilly, which again, the past couple Memorial Days, all you do is wear sweatpants and sweatshirts now in the end of May into June. So obviously that's all shifted, but it was just insane. And we've been boating for a while, as have been the people that were there, and the boats were rocking so much, which you can do for a little bit of time, but from a Friday afternoon to Sunday morning of rocking, we all felt a little bit queasy and looked green at that point. But we stuck it out and we stayed there, and the payoff was Monday. Monday actually was a good day. It was still a little chilly. It wasn't a super wonderful beach day, but definitely better than Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So, but it was nice to have a long weekend, and then, you move into the week and you say, wow, it's going to be a nice short week, and oh my gosh, it was crazy. But before we get there, I just want to tell you all that I celebrated my 29th anniversary in business, Diversified Financial Solutions, on Monday, May 26th, and boy, it has been quite the ride. I want to thank everyone who has made it possible. First of which, my husband and my daughter, because obviously it takes a lot of time commitment and craziness and working late hours and just the stress and the great times and the crazy times, but I want to thank them. I also want to thank my employees over the years, because without them, I would not be here. I am nothing without them, so I thank them very, very much. And of course, all my clients. I am blessed to have great people who start as strangers, become clients, and eventually become like family. We have shared so much: laughter, tears, births, college, retirement, deaths. Each of my clients have impacted me in so many ways. We have certainly been through many good times and some bad times too. But having your own business is definitely scary, but it is worth it, and I wouldn't change a thing. It's been a wonderful ride, and I met so many good people, and I don't know if I have another 29 years in me, but I'm certainly not going anywhere anytime soon. So I love what I do, and I enjoy helping all of you to establish what your goals are, and then help you get to those particular goals. Because sometimes it's not that you don't have the knowledge per se. I mean, some do, some don't. But it's really just having a partner to help you navigate the waters of your future. And sometimes you need that partner that is not as close to the situation as you are. I mean, obviously all of us, we never want to lose a dollar or a nickel, but sometimes it happens, and sometimes we just can't even figure out what the right way to go. Sometimes you need another opinion. So that's what I've served as to my clients. That's what I've been, a sounding board, an assistance. They know they can call me and just basically talk about things that they may feel uncertain about or confused about, or just want some wisdom, or sometimes we just want to talk. But like I said, there's good and bad. And today, unfortunately, I received word that one of my clients died last night. I heard from her son over the weekend. He left me a message saying that she wasn't doing well, and that they were moving her to hospice. I felt very sad. I've been blue like kind of all week about this. In tandem with the fact of it being my anniversary, she and her husband were one of my first clients when I went out on my own 29 years ago, after I left a captive company that I was with. I used to do seminars in the beginning to grow my business, because when I left that other company, I had to leave with nothing. They kept all my accounts. They begin with an A now, the company's name. Would never go back to them ever again. Not that I'm bitter, but no. But when I went out on my own, and so now to grow my business, because I left with nothing, I used to do seminars. So Virginia and Arcadius attended that seminar I had back in the day when I was in Mineola, and I did a drawing for a gift card, and they were the ones that actually won it. So they had contacted me, and they got their card, and they set up a meeting with me. And they became clients. And so for all of these years, just about 29 years, they have been clients. They are such sweet people. Both of them were very, very sweet people. Arcadius had passed. The husband had passed back in 2012. But a very interesting story. He just was very always just very well-tempered. Like nothing jazzed him. Nothing got him upset. So he had, back in the day, in the 1999, 2000, if you were around then or remember, the tech boom. So everybody and their mother wanted to get into technology, which of course was the thing to do. Unfortunately, most people like to get into the whole thing when it's kind of late, but they're like, what, we want to get in. Like, okay, and they gave me a number, and I said, we're not going to do that much. Let's do a smaller amount. So he invested in it, or they invested into this tech fund, and that darn tech fund, obviously after 2000 and everything went downhill, that tech fund never ever gained the amount that they put into it. So every year we would meet, but he would never be upset. He's like, I know it's going to be fine, it's going to be good, and I know the mutual fund, it's going to come back, and always optimistic. And unfortunately, he, like I said, he passed in 2012, and that's how long it really was that the tech market from 1999, 2000, boom and bust, took to come back. So when he had passed, we didn't get back to the amount that they had put into that. Fortunately, it was only a small portion of their portfolio. But maybe about a year or so later, it did, and that $10,000 investment today actually is up to $31,000. So unfortunately, he didn't live to see that, but his wife did, and it's just interesting stories. But like I said, he was just a very sweet man, and never got upset, never got jazzed about anything. And the sadness is that she's passed, and she's been alone since 2012 and very independent. Her children just moved into Florida because one of the other sons is going to be moving down to Florida, and one son is already down there. And she unfortunately didn't really get to spend much time in the assisted living that she had thought. So anyway, but Virginia, rest in peace. You will be missed. by your wonderful family. She'd always talk about our family. I feel like I know them. Even the ones that I don't know, I feel like I know them. You'll be missed by your family, and of course, definitely missed by me. So rest in peace. Just makes me so sad. But anyway, yeah, I actually have 6 clients that are in their 90s right now. Well, now it's 5, but you know, it's just amazing over the years. I never saw clients in their 90s, you know, in all the years I have, but like people are living, I have a whole bulk of people in their 80s and in 90s. So it's a blessing to have people live a longer life and to have the money be there that outlives them. So that's something that I've been able to do and help my clients to do. That's an important fact, because obviously as we get older, we have all these other things to deal with, and we don't want to have to deal with monetary issues. So you know, that's something that's been interesting. But anyway, I didn't mean it to be a somber thing. We're running into the commercial break in a little bit, but we're gonna, on the other side of the commercial, we're gonna talk a little bit about 529 plans. Now, why are we doing that? Well, yesterday was May 29th, which is 529, so it's 529 day. So why not? We're a day late, but we're not $1 short. We're going to talk a little bit about that, because there was a study saying that a lot of people really don't know a lot about 529s and don't have them, and that is a big misstep. So you probably need to know more about it, and if you know and you have an insight into that, you might not feel as apprehensive in doing them. So I want you to stay tuned after the break, but you're listening to the Financial Chick Show. This is Denise Nostrom. My company is Diversified Financial Solutions. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. Feel free to contact me at 631-758-8691. Stay tuned after the break. Well, I hope that wasn't too depressing of a segment, but this was really just a client very dear to my heart, and I'm all like messed up here. I'm going to choke myself. You know, definitely close to my heart, and I wanted to. I'm talking to Facebook, but it's all right. Sorry. You're probably like, what's wrong with her? Oh my God, and I'm all twisted. But yeah, so the next segment will be a little bit more education, and I'll lift it up a little bit, and we won't be sad for the weekend. But anyway, so we're on the commercial break now, but we'll be returning very soon. So how was your Memorial Day?
Me this time?
It is you. How was Memorial Day?
It was uneventful.
Yeah, uneventful's good.
Yeah, like you said, the weather was.
The weather was not great. Yeah, it was not good at all. Well, it hasn't been. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company is in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I am here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all of those changes. So, it's that time of the year. We've got graduations. We've got the kids coming home from college. Just a lot going on. People deciding what they're going to do, and one of the things that many people haven't really thought much about, what should I say? Well, actually, I'm going to say that because there was a, they did a survey, and it's saying Americans are ignoring advisors in education savings decisions. So that was kind of interesting. This is as per Edward Jones, May 29th, which was, again, 529. day, so we're going to talk about 529s. But many Americans aren't consulting financial advisors about college savings, and many may not even know what a 529 plan is. So there was an annual survey. The firm spoke to 2,200 adults and found that 78% do not typically consult a financial advisor before making decisions about their education savings. So they're, talking to people perhaps, or financial advisors about retirement or life insurance or disability coverage or, taxes or whatever, but they're not doing it for education. And, if clients don't know about 529s, obviously they for unprepared for future educational expenses, and only took 36% that they are saving enough to reach their future goals, for their education of their children. So, but of course we know college education, higher education costs are rising. This, along with inflation and higher interest rates, it's led younger people to sour on the idea of going to college. 41% of Generation Zers are considering skipping higher education altogether, while 29% of millennials are. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously college is not for everyone, but, there are students that do want to go that way. They want to become, financial advisors or accountants or engineers or doctors or whatever. So, with the average cost of tuition and fees for 4 years at a private college having climbed to $193,677 or $54,514 in-state public, now that's for the 4 years, it's a little wonder that many American families are concerned about college savings. So, you kind of feel like, oh God, I can't do this. It's just a high, and I've heard people say this, it's a high mountain to climb. Why even bother? It's crazy. But, at least if you have something, you can help your child. So anyway, a 529 is an investment program that provides families with an easy and effective means to save for future college costs, as well as tuition expenses at an elementary or secondary public, private, or religious schools. So it's not just for college. So you may be living in a city, let's say, and you'd rather have your child go to a private school as opposed to public. So this is a way that if you have a child and that's your goal, or maybe you went to private school and you want your child to have that same experience, you can start with a 529 right out of the gate and save monies for those types of things. But 529 plans can also be used for apprenticeship programs as well as qualified education loan repayments. So again, not just for college. If you have an apprentice, like maybe you're going for plumbing or electrical work or cutting hair, all of these things. So people say, oh, my kid's not going to college, but we don't know what the child or grandchild or niece or nephew is going to do. So if you can assist them, this is a great way to do it. So many states have 529s of some sort, and most of these programs are open to residents and non-residents of the sponsoring state. So, you have to check it out. I mean, every state does have a plan. Not every state's plan is great, and every state doesn't give you the benefits. Like, for example, in New York, we have an opportunity to get state deduction. So you can put money into the plan, and then you can take some off on your state income taxes. So that's a pro. If we jump over the border in New Jersey, they don't have the state tax deduction. They have other incentives. But, when you speak to an advisor or myself, we could talk about the different plans depending on where you live. And pretty much if you live in New York, though, the New York plan is a good plan to be in, and you can get those deductions. So basically, 529 some benefits include tax-deferred earnings. So let's talk about that. So let's say you had $10,000 that you said, I'm going to, put towards college education for my child, and you were getting a 6% annual return. Now, that $10,000, if you were in a 24% tax bracket, would only grow to $22,809. So $10,000 after taxes would be $22,809. But if you put that $10,000 into a 529 where you don't have any taxes, because again, it's tax-deferred earnings, that would be $29,368. So just about $7,000 more over an 18-year time period. So that's a big deal. Withdrawals that are free, you take withdrawals that are free from federal tax if used for qualified education expenses. Again, it's got to be used for college. It can't be used for a car, but we'll go over that in a second. There's higher contribution limits than other education savings programs. So, and also 529 plans allow you to roll over money from one state 529 to another. So let's just say you were living in Virginia and maybe you moved back to New York and you said, wow, I'd love to get that tax deduction. You can roll from the Virginia plan into the New York plan. You can change beneficiaries as long as the new beneficiary is in the same immediate family. So I tell families, if you, let's say you have 3 kids and you open it up for each one of the kids, and one child says, I just don't want to go to college. They get an opportunity, to do something that doesn't pertain to college. You can roll that child's money into another child, one of your other children's accounts, and have them use it for college. So you don't have to lose that tax beneficial piece to it. You can fund the education of a child, a grandchild, a niece, nephew, family friend, or even yourself. So, people say, oh, well, there's a lot of opportunity. So even using that same example, let's just say you have one kid and the kid doesn't go to college. Well, let's say maybe you want to go back for your master's. You can flip that and put it into your, an account for you and use it for your educational expenses. So it's never really a loss. You just kind of have to know the different ways that you can maneuver it. And then, of course, you control the account withdrawals even after the beneficiary reaches legal age. So basically, the person that owns this account is the one that controls the account. So if you have a child that you may not be too thrilled about, sometimes it happens, right? That money is not, even though they may be the beneficiary in the account, that money does not have to go to their use. So there's different types of 529s. I would say the most popular is the one that is an educational savings plan. There is a 529 prepaid tuition plan, which you can actually pick a college and start paying for that. It is an option. Unless you're Roll Tide, you're just Alabama's, that's where your kids are going, you went, everybody's going. A lot of times people don't feel that way. So prepaying a tuition into one particular college may be a little bit of a thing that you may not want to do. But the 529, on the other hand, is basically open to residents as well as non-residents. The account owner contributes to the 529 plans and may potentially grow in value over the time to help keep up with the increasing price of higher education. Again, if you do this in a savings account where you're getting 0.5 and education costs are going up at 5 to 6% a year, you're just not going to make the grade. It's just not going to happen. So as with any other investment, returns depend on the market and on the portfolio's allocation between stocks, bonds, and other asset classes. But with a financial advisor, we can help you make those decisions as to where you should be. There's as far as now you've built up this money, it can be used at any accredited post-secondary American institution. And I will tell you one thing, in New York, you actually can do international as well. This particular program is saying that it's just American, but depending on the various plans, New York does allow international. So expenses that include tuition, fees, books, supplies, room and board. And like I said, it's something that actually can be used for loan repayments down the line. And a new caveat in the law is that now that 529, if your child doesn't use all the money, they can use that toward a Roth IRA. So that's a new legislation. So, the bottom line is really a lot of opportunities here. And, you can use it for estate planning purposes. Sometimes, grandparents may want to get some monies out of their estate, and there's a way that you can do that to move monies into the 529, whether on an annual basis for the full deduction, or you can do it over a 5-year period. So you can do $38,000 per married couple, or a gift up to $190,000 for a married couple if you do it for the 4-year period. So again, there's a lot of things. I know a lot of people may open up their 529s themselves, but there's a lot to know about it. It's a complicated plan, but it's a fabulous plan. And again, it's to help your child, your grandchild, or niece, nephew do something that's going to help their life or improve their life, not something that is going to just be to a waste. So think about the program. 529s are a good thing, and that's it. We are done, man. This half hour went really, really quickly, but I thank you for tuning in today. Remember to do better and be better. Take care for now, and I look forward to being with you again next Friday. Have a great weekend. All right, everybody. Enjoy. Hope you got some nice snippets there, and open up your 529s. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye.